Syria's first car is a sham. Its name, which admittedly sounds somewhat dubious to English speakers, is derived from the old Arabic word for Greater Syria. The project is a joint venture between the giant Iranian car company Khodro, the Syrian government and a private business, Al Sultan. Called Siamco, the company has spent around $60 million putting the sham on the road.
The government's idea was that this factory would be the first step in establishing a specialized industry for manufacturing cars. The first stage was assembling, and then the industry would move into producing some of the car parts. And finally, we will give our own car manufacturing industry a boost.
At present, all the car's components are still manufactured in Iran and are then assembled and painted by local workers in Syria. The plant employs 330 people and currently only produces a maximum of 40 cars a day, although there are plans to increase that.
I hope we can increase our production more first, and we can have more models, introduced by Siamco. And also we would like to have more than one shift. That means to provide our society with more job opportunities in this case, because it is one of the main targets of the industry also.
At the moment, the car is available in both 1600 and 1800cc versions. It's a family car with basic features such as power steering, air conditioning, central locking, electric windows, and an onboard computer that alerts you to such things as whether the oil needs to be changed. The next model, if the company can secure the financing, will be more advanced.
I hope that we can do this model, as I told you, with automatic gearbox, with ABS, for example, aluminum wheels, with front and rear new panels, and also dashboard with a new, more powerful engine.
Despite its somewhat ambiguous name, the sham is no illusion. There are now 11,000 of these cars on Syria's roads. It's a drop in the ocean compared to the 700,000 produced each year by the parent company back in Iran, but the fact that these cars are actually being produced in Syria is a source of national pride. Mahmoud Toma has been working at the plant since the company started.
I'm very proud, not a little, because it's a new production in Syria, and I think it's give a place to Syria in the world.
And that feeling of pride is one of the reasons Syrians are buying the car, as it demonstrates the country has developed to a level where domestic car production is viable. We caught up with the local businessman Abdul Hamid in a sham showroom just outside Damascus.
I decided to buy the sham car because it was well manufactured. It's a comfortable car with a nice design, and it's a car that was produced in my country. I had to buy it, and I encourage every other Syrian citizen to buy the sham car, as it supports our country's economy and our national production.
There is now another joint Syrian-Iranian car company called Saipar operating in the country, although some people question why Syria is in the business of producing cars in the first place.
There is no use of assembling cars while you cannot be competitive in the international car market. It's not about import substitution anymore. It's about specializing and focusing in areas in which we have competitive advantage.
Indeed, by international standards, the car is not cheap at around $12,000, but it is locally competitive when import costs and registration duties for foreign brands are taken into account. A Toyota Prius costs an eye-watering $60,000 here, more than double the price in the US. But after 5 years of economic liberalisation, the country's middle and upper class are growing larger and richer. It helps too that there are now private banks prepared to provide car loans.
Nobody would believe that what happened in the car sector, in the retail, could be achievable without private banks.
It's definitely very important, because a car business is linked to all the different sectors. If the economy itself is liberalizing, this implies that new companies are established, which is paying more salaries, that is increasing the purchasing power, companies are buying for their fleet. So overall, the better the liberalization, the more the liberalization, the better the opportunities we have.
That said, the overall size of the country's car market is still extremely small, with no more than 70,000 cars being sold each year.
We have almost 1,007,100 vehicles in Syria. Among them, 500,000 are passenger cars. So the market is expanding, and this is good. And we think that we still have margins for more expansions, because till now the vehicle ownership in Syria is not more than 80 cars for 1,000 inhabitants, which is a very, very low rate of vehicle ownership.
Which, to the 180 car companies who attended the country's 10th annual motor show, means there's plenty of room for growth. Although despite the fact that when you buy a sham you don't have to pay for its registration, which will save you thousands of dollars, most Syrians prefer Korean cars, such as Kias, which now make up some 70% of the market.
The reason for our popularity is our cars are of good quality and the prices are reasonable.
It is perhaps difficult to get excited about a company that has only produced 11,000 cars. But when it comes to the sham, maybe that's missing the point. It was the first car produced in Syria, and that matters to them. And as long as the Syrian economy continues to grow, and this year GDP is expected to increase by 5%, the road ahead for the sham seems clear.